Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Create Above and Beyond. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. I did a little bit between episodes, nothing too crazy. Did some mining, organized my chests, so this is all good to go. I went ahead and I made all of the stuff in the first... Oh, not this one. In, this little bit right here. In preparations, it said, hey, you should make all this stuff. So I made all that stuff. I made myself a backpack. These are kind of interesting. We do have backpacks here. And the way you make them is with a sewing table. And you get some sewing stools, which is just string and a stick. And then tanned leather, which you make by combining the thread with regular leather, which turns it into bound leather. Then you smelt it. That makes tan leather. Long story short, you need string and leather to make backpacks. And I made and a little bit of wool. So I made one of those. So now we have a little bit of extra inventory space, which is good. And then this can be upgraded later. When it comes to the Tinker's stuff, I think I have pretty much everything I need to upgrade. Oh yeah, I did that too. I also upgraded our tools a little bit here. So I swapped out the tool rod on the pickaxe for a copper one, because that gives us dwarven, which basically is a, what would be the word? It's essentially, what it does is it makes it so the deeper you are, the faster the pickaxe mines. And since most of our mining is going to be way down in low Y levels, I figured that would be good. And then I also swapped out the binding for, what was it called? White stone. Here we go. And the way you do this is you just take zinc in a smelter and pour it over a stone tool binding, and that gives you white stone. And this is Stone Shield. So whenever you mine stone, it essentially adds like a durability buffer to the tool, which is kind of cool. It's not a guaranteed thing, it's chance, but it makes it, if you're mining a lot of stone, you might end up with extra durability, which is kind of cool. And then I put a diamond on both that, and I made a sword, which essentially upgrades it to diamond level, gives it a little bit more durability, increases its damage, etc., etc. But in order to further upgrade my pickaxe and give it the next level of fortune, I have everything I need except for, believe it or not, a carrot. I have all the gold, I have the 2 ender pearls, I have all the things I need, I don't have a carrot. So, if we look at our map, when I was out exploring in the last episode, I noticed right here, this gray circle thing is a tower. This is a roguelike dungeon. If you are unfamiliar, roguelike dungeons are essentially special dungeons that generate in the world. And they have tons and tons of loot in them, but they can also be very dangerous. However, what I'm hoping, since I am, a Minecraft professional, air quotes, what I'm really hoping is that I'm going to be able to go there and find a decent amount of loot to kind of get geared up, get some armor, and hopefully find a carrot. Because in the past, in other mod packs, when I have explored roguelike dungeons, it has been pretty easy to find the basic sort of Minecraft stuff like carrots, potatoes, pumpkin seeds, melon seeds, etc., etc. So I'm going to head over there. And, do I have a bed? I do have a bed with me, because we'll want to set our spawn once we get over there. So I'm going to head over that way, and we'll see how this goes. And here we are. We have arrived. So let's head inside, and we will plop down a bed just right here. And I'm just going to sleep to set my spawn. I'm not actually going to sleep. It won't make a huge difference as far as mob spawns go, because most of the mobs that spawn inside roguelike dungeons come from spawners, but it may save me from a couple mob spawns if the outside has tons of mobs, because it might take up a bunch of the mob cap. We'll have to see. I really don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but you know, it might be worth a shot, especially since I have literally no armor at all. So let's just go this way first. We're going to have to be super careful here and light up as we go. Okay, apple, coal. We will need that. I'll take the gunpowder and the coal and the gold ingot, and honestly, I'll take the enchanted iron shovel too. I don't need the iron bars. The rest of this stuff, whatever. Okay. We want to make sure everything is lit because we don't want things... You can already see. Stuff spawns here. I'm going to put on the boots because we didn't have any. Let's just light all of that up. This is a little sketchy. I don't know what that pressure plate does. Oh, okay. More spawners. There we go. Couple more chests. These are not trapped. Alright, we got some torches. We got some new boots. Decent boots, it actually looks like. Some pumpkins, I guess I'll take. We're not going to take, like, literally everything we find because we only have so much inventory space, but, like, still... This could be good. I'm going to explore this for a while, and we'll see how it... Hopefully I find some good stuff and, you know, we don't die in the process. Aha! That took about an extra minute from the last clip. We got our carrots. We even found a carrot on a stick. So now we have what we need as far as this journey goes. I really needed to find that carrot so that we could upgrade our tools, but... You know, since I'm here anyway, I might as well do some more exploring. Well, I completely explored the upper level, the first level of the Roguelike Dungeon, and then I came across this big cave while I was exploring it, so I mined out a bunch of this, and now my pickaxe is completely broken, and my inventory is completely full. So I'm going to head back, and we got our carrot. Well, we're just outside of the dungeon, and it looks like we have a wandering trader here, and I happen to have some emeralds. Hey you, hold still. Do you have anything I care about? A globe. These were used for something. I forget what. But I'm going to buy 2, because I don't know what else I'm going to use my emeralds for, so, like, why not? We'll toss those away. Pleasure doing business with you, wandering trader. I'm leaving now. Okay, now that we're back home and I have everything organized, we should be able to upgrade our pickaxe here. So we've got our golden carrot. We'll go tool station. Oh, wait. Anvil. Here we go. So carrot on top, ingots there, ender pearls here, and that would give us luckier. Now I'm curious, do you have to... Yeah, so you have to go through each level of luck. You can't just jump straight to luckier. So there we go. We now have Fortune 2, which is wonderful. And I need to repair this a little bit. You can do field repairs by bringing a tinker station with you, which may be worth it, but we really are going to need something a little bit better in the future. I think perhaps the next best way to progress with this is actually going to be to maybe go into the Nether, believe it or not. So let's put this stuff away, and let me just grab... I know I've got a little bit of obsidian here. And then we need a flint and the steel for the flint. There we go. And let's just take a little bit of a peek here and see what our nether spawn looks like. I'm almost afraid. But we'll see. Please be good. Hold on, give me some blocks of any kind. Doesn't matter. We're just going to plop down a temporary portal here. And do that. Okay. Moment of truth. How's our nether spawn? Okay. We spawned inside of a nether fortress? I mean, all things considered, that's not awful. We can get all sorts of goodies in here. Potentially. Although it looks like the actual nether fortress itself leaves a little bit to be desired. We've already got our nether wart here and soul sand. This will come in handy, so let's grab all of this. And then I guess I'll just kind of look around and see what we can find. What I'm really looking for are ores that you can only harvest in the nether. Hi, Blaze. I also have no armor, so this is a little bit dangerous. But that blaze rod could definitely come in handy. We do have another chest down here, too. Let's go peek at this real quick. What are you? Okay, more gold and iron. Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to explore the nether for a little bit. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. Cobalt ore. This is a huge step towards making much better tools. It is a pretty rare ore, but it definitely is one of the higher level ores in Tinkers. Let's not get killed by that blaze. So that's what I'm here for, and I'm just going to keep looking for it. It's as I said, it's pretty rare, but it's not like ridiculously uncommon. So if we can ever find a way out of this, it looks like we spawned in maybe a basalt delta, which is not great. But if we can find our way out of the underground here in the nether, we might just be able to get ourselves into a more open area and I can find more cobalt. Well, after my little nether adventure, I managed to get 24 nether cobalt ore, and this is going to be pretty useful. One of these will smelt into 2 ingots worth of cobalt, and this stuff is pretty good compared to iron. You can see mining speed 7.5 and durability 800, as opposed to the iron pickaxe head, which is only durability 250 and mining speed 6. So it mines faster, and it has significantly more durability. Where did I put? Here we go. So we're going to grab that. I'm also going to grab the blade, because I think we'll make our sword into this stuff as well. And we'll get this all smelted up. There we go. There's the pickaxe head. And then we'll get that one going. And tools are really easy to upgrade. You just do one of these, and there we go. Now it's a cobalt pickaxe. So comparing these, we got mining speed 10.7 because I've got some other things on here, right? So we're going from 8.2 to 10.7. And durability 818 to durability 1180. So significantly more durability and much, much faster mining as well. And then let's go ahead. I figure we might as well upgrade our sword while we're at it. So we're going from damage 7 to damage 7.25. And then also faster attack speed. And obviously considerably more durability too. So not too bad. Now that we have our tool stuff out of the way, I think it's time to start focusing on getting ourselves a proper starter house, since we haven't actually done that just yet. So let's grab ourselves a couple things here. And first things first, we're going to make ourselves an eye chisel. Like so. This thing is pretty sweet. You can put blocks into it and basically do just tons and tons of different things. You can turn blocks into other blocks. So for example, if we take these oak planks here, click on this, you can see tons of different textures open up. It's a pretty fantastic mod, especially for building, and it's super easy to use. You can take all sorts of pretty basic materials and make them into things that actually look pretty good. Also, when I did the Roguelike Dungeon, I just remembered, I found a bunch of redstone. And I think you can use redstone in here to give yourself haste, which will make you go considerably faster as well. So let's see, this would bump our mining speed from 10.7 up to 14.98, which is a very significant upgrade. So let's do that. Redstone does not generate naturally in the world. You can find redstone blocks and redstone in chests in roguelike dungeons. At least I think you can find them in chests. You can find them in blocks, though, because they actually generate with some redstone lamps and things, and you can kind of steal the redstone bits from that. But the way you get redstone is by processing cinnabar right here. And this stuff is kind of annoying to process. You have to put it through a mill. Which means you take a millstone, you grab your, let's see, we need a gearbox, we need a couple of these cogwheels, there we go, and then we just need a block. So you have to plop down your millstone, and then you put a cogwheel going into it like that, with a gearbox on top, and then you connect whatever your kinetic power, your kinetic energy source is. In this case, I'm just using the manual crank. And then from there, you can actually process the cinnabar and turn it into redstone. So if we toss a piece of cinnabar in here, we do this for a while, and you can see there's like red particles coming off. Now, I'm sure there's a way to make this actually output. I don't know just yet what it is. But you do this essentially until the red particles stop. And then for all of that work, you get 4 redstone. We already had 6. So, worth it? I don't know. Maybe? Hard to say. But for now, let's finish getting all of the haste onto here to max out this thing's mining speed. I've gotten some materials together, and if we're going to build this house, I have no problem whatsoever spending a diamond on a diamond builder's wand. That's a super, super useful thing. Let's see, maybe we want... I'm looking for something that would be like a good sort of pillar texture. Maybe something like this? Let's try that and just see how this looks. Yeah, that makes a pretty decent pillar texture. And then also, hold on, let's convert, say, about that many. I quite like this. So if we put this down, you can see it gives us this kind of nice look. I mean, I don't build with acacia very often, but I think with this, like, I think this could end up looking pretty good, so we're going to try it. Well, I spent a bunch of time in a creative testing world coming up with a design for a starter house, and I think I quite like what I came up with. I went through a bunch of different iterations. It turns out that you can't actually chisel sandstone in this mod pack for some reason. So I ended up having to scrap a bunch of the stuff, but I've got all the things that I need, and I'm ready to build it. But the thing is, you know, building that starter house, it was so much work. Why not have a machine made that can build the house for me? That just seems so much better. So I've set up a couple of things here. Let me just sleep to get rid of the rain. So over here, we've got just a tiny little setup with an encased fan, a couple of gearboxes, and a hand crank. And the way this thing works, this is from the Create mod, it will smelt stuff for you. So if I throw a couple of stone blocks over here, we just turn the crank, the fan blows through the lava, and it will smelt those items for me, which is pretty cool. There we go. And you can do like tons of items at once. You can throw, you know, 5 stacks of cobblestone here, and it'll take a little bit longer, but it will smelt all of them at once, and it's still way, way, way faster than throwing the stuff into a furnace. So, we've got that stuff, and now what we need to do is make the Schematic Cannon. And this is how we are going to build our house. Then we also need a schematic, which you make with just a piece of paper and a piece of light blue dye. You need one of these schematic tables, which again, super easy, couple smooth stone and some wooden slabs. Just throw this guy in here, scroll wheel to choose the schematic you've created, and when you create a schematic, it is saved on your hard drive in your directory. So I can create a schematic of something I've built like in a creative testing world, and then create the schematic here in my survival world to actually copy the design. So we get this thing going. It is going to take a little bit of time, but then, while that's going, we can set up all the stuff. So the way this works is you toss the cannon down. I guess we'll just throw it right here, except I wanted facing the other way. I don't think the facing... Okay, I guess the facing doesn't actually matter. Then we're going to need a chest, which, let's just... Here we go, we've got some acacia. Just grab a nice little double chest there. Probably could do it with a single chest, but we'll do that. And then I've got my birch here. I've got my white stained glass. We're also going to be using limestone slabs. And the way you make this is with stone and mushrooms. Well, thankfully we live in a biome with a ton of mushrooms, so that's not really an issue. So we got a bunch of these. And then last but not least, we also need... I thought it was limestone. Lay is like create mod limestone. Do I not have this? Oh, here we go. Yeah, Sediment Stone. Oh wait, shift. Okay, so Sediment Stone is super easy to make as well. You can, I believe, just chisel it from limestone. So if we take some limestone here, throw it in a chisel, you can see it's right here, Sediment Stone. And this is what we're going to be using for a portion of this as well. So I think that's all good. Do we have this done? We do. Last but not least, to power the Schematic Cannon, we need a little bit of gunpowder. So we're just going to chuck a chest down right here, and then we'll grab our schematic that we saved, and let's just put it, sure, right about there. And, yeah, it's actually facing the way that I want it to face. If you want to change it, you can hold Control and move where it is, and if you want to move it left and right, you face it from this direction. Basically, you put your cursor on this side of the box, right? Or you can hold Alt to scroll through different cycles, like so. So if we want to rotate, we scroll over to rotate, then go to Control, and so on and so forth. So there we go. This is now placed down, and this is just a schematic. It's not actually in the world yet. But let's just make sure that this is roughly where we want it to be. Yeah, that all looks pretty good. So I think that's all fine. It's didn't copy everything properly, but that's okay. So then we'll toss in our birch planks. We'll toss in these, and we'll toss in these limestone slabs and some white stained glass. And if we throw gunpowder in here, it should be good. You can see one gunpowder gives you quite a lot of shots. And then I think... Oh, we got to toss the schematic in, and then just hit start. And I believe that the game is going to crash. Okay, after a crash, which I have a feeling was caused by the fact that I had chisels and bits stuff in my starter house schematic, and I'm assuming that the Schematic Cannon just didn't know how to handle chisels and bits. So I think that's what caused the crash. I had to fix it by deleting all of the schematics from my hard drive, and then remaking them, because basically what happened is we got the crash, and then every time I tried to get back into the world, it would immediately crash again. But I think I've got a workaround now. So now we should hopefully be good to go, because I took everything except for... I took all the chisels and bits stuff out of the design. So let's try this now. And... there we go. It's going. So this thing is going to build our starter house for us, which is pretty cool, block by block, and it can handle more unique blocks like glass panes, stairs, slabs, stuff like that without any problems. So as long as we have all the resources in this chest, we should essentially be able to just have our starter house get made for us. I will have to go back and do the chisels and bits stuff manually, but I was kind of planning on doing that anyway. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. And there we go, the starter house is all done. I've got the chisels and bits stuff done. I didn't want to do anything super complicated with it. I mostly just used it so I could put essentially 2 different slabs within the same block. So like the lower half of this block is the chiseled birch, and then the upper half is the limestone slabs, just to make those transitions a bit better. And then I also used chisels and bits to essentially just make some vertical slabs over here, because I wanted to have a wall that didn't have a big window, because this is where we're going to put some storage and stuff like that. So that'll go here, but that meant I needed something to cover up that outside. Then I think we'll probably put crafting and stuff over here, and whatever. You know, for a starter house, it'll get the job done. But I am very much out of time for this episode, so I'm going to call this one here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.